Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Melia Putrastari, and
Hi, I'm Jasmine Zahra.
California has ranked among the most desirable places to live on Earth. Its majestic redwood forests, world-class education system, sophisticated technology companies, luxury real estates, sunny beaches, and global food scene have created its status as a major hub for big talent and money. But all that seems to be changing. A mass exodus becomes something serious, which not only a problem for the government of California, but also a national issue. So, today we're looking into the burning question. Why are people leaving California? It was recorded that during 2020 there were more than 135,000 people leaving California. This is the third largest migration on record in the state. Billionaires, including entertainers and big companies, began to move to various other states. Between 2008 and 2019, 18,000 companies have left California. First Foundation, a California bank, moved its holding company to Dallas, following Oracle. Hewlett-Packard moved to Houston, and Tesla, owned by Elon Musk, moved to Austin, Texas. Palantir Technologies, Inc. and Charles Schwab relocated its corporate headquarters from San Francisco to Dallas. And Apple also announced the building of its new campus in Austin. Now that the pandemic has largely made commute times irrelevant, employees are working from home, and remote work during COVID-19 has demonstrated that anyone who works by computer can do so from anywhere, so that the exodus obviously becomes easier and makes more financial sense. Meanwhile, in 2020, celebrities such as Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Tom Hanks, Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds, Julia Roberts, and Joe Rogan also have had enough of California. The exodus of the rich and technology companies is due to increasingly burdensome local regulations. One of them is the tax law. High taxes, extremely in Silicon Valley, which also translates to high cost of employment. According to U.S. Department of Commerce (IMF) in 2017, California's economy has grown to the fifth largest in the world. However, California becomes the 50th state when judged on the cost of doing business, also number 49 for the lowest ranked states in 2021 State Business Tax Climate Index. Another problem is while some states like Texas, Florida, Wyoming, and Nevada have no income tax on wages, in 2020, according to Bloomberg BNA, California became the state that has the highest marginal individual income tax on wages in United States. Besides the tax law, there is still another reason why people are leaving California, which is the expensive cost of living in California.
In pursuit of the California dream, thousands of people have been pulled to California's major entrepreneurial, media, and educational hubs. That is why California became the second most expensive state to live in, with especially high housing prices. Not a surprise that many residents are concerned about the cost and availability of housing in the state. Edelman Trust Barometer survey found 53% of residents and 63% of millennials were considering leaving California because of this issue. According to the latest data from Zillow, the average rent in California in mid-2020 is $2,800, way more than the national average of $1,600. Put simply, if you're not rich or willing to live with friends or relatives, you just can't afford to live in the state. Former California residents can be found all over the US. Here are the 5 states with most popular with California's former residents. A. Texas, more than 500,000 California residents. Then Arizona has seen an influx of close to 70,000 California residents. And then Washington, more than 55,000 California residents moved there. And then Nevada, over 50,000 former California residents now call this state home. And Oregon, more than 53,000 California residents moved here in 2018 alone. Obviously, the high taxes and high cost of living not only the rich problem, but also a burden for the middle and low-income people. According to a 2018 United Way Cost of Living report, Latino and African American households struggle at the cost of housing in California. So, if these issues regarding tax law and high cost of housing aren't addressed and fixed by the government, the next 5 to 10 years, we might see more companies starting to move out, including Toyota Motor Sales, Facebook, Google, Levi Strauss & Co., and many more. The residents will also get tired to earn more money to fulfill their daily necessities and the cost of purchasing home. So, we are suggesting some action that could be taken to prevent the bigger exodus. A. Fix the tax law and minimize income tax on wage, especially those who has annual income of less than $100,000. B. Fix public services so that amount of tax that should be paid becomes reasonable for everyone. C. For big companies, you can hire relatives or independent contractor to minimize Social Security and Medicare taxes or unemployment benefits. D. And for those who want to stay longer in California for a serious and unavoidable reason, you can assess your financial situation and cut back your spending. Make sure you are not spending more than what's coming in. If this is the case, make a plan to spend less or earn more. This will help you develop a reasonable and realistic budget. In conclusion, if this issue regarding California exodus movement still persists and the government won't make any improvement, it is possible that Californians no longer believe in the California dream, and the bigger exodus will happen again and again. And there is a big question. Is US national economy wouldn't be affected? We're not sure. That's all from us.
I'm Melia Putri Astari.
And I'm Jasmina. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.